Welcome back to our final 30 minutes of Pawns and Patrons. We're going to wrap up the end of this session with some leveling up of our characters. We're going to return to see what our patrons have been up to, and one of them is going to have the opportunity to generate a quest that we will go on in the future. But before we do, Jen, would you care to introduce one last time the charity that you are helping us support today, and that we are all joining in support?
Yeah, so we did it. We were raising money for the Canadian Wellness Association, which is a charity that raises money for healthcare needs that aren't covered by the healthcare system in Canada for people who are in need and do not have the funds to cover them. And the goal was $250. We got $300.26. So we win, just like today's journey. We win. Thank you so much, everybody.
That's fantastic. Thank you all so much for helping us support that. It's a really good cause. And thank you, Jen. All right, so my friends, we have an important and compelling set of decisions to make. Every single one of your characters who still lives has earned the right to ascend to first level. And it's up to you to choose which class you want to take. So to give you a rundown of what's available, let's see. Yeah, so there's the classic classes of, let me just see here. Yep, there's Cleric, Thief, Warrior, and Wizard. And then instead of calling it Dwarf, we're calling it Knight. Instead of calling it Elf, we're calling it Spell Sword. And instead of calling it Halfling, we're calling it Rogue. I can tell you a little bit very briefly about the key factors of each of those classes. So very briefly, the Cleric, of course, casts spells. You're going to have to choose an alignment, and your alignment and the alignment of the subject of your spell, like your friend that you're trying to help, will change the effectiveness of your spell, because gods only like it when you're working within their prescribed alignment. The Thief is good at skills. So there's basically no skills in this game, except for the Thief, who has backstab, sneak silently, hide in shadows, pickpocket, pick lock, find trap, disable trap, etc. A whole bunch of things. And your different alignment changes how good you are at all those things. The Warrior gets Mighty Deeds of Arms, which allows them to pull off these fancy combat maneuvers that so many of you have been asking, can't I shove someone back, or hit them in the eye, or that's what the Warrior does. They do Mighty Deeds of Arms, they do cool things like that. The Wizard, of course, casts spells in much the same way that we have seen. You roll a spell check, and then the higher and higher you roll, the better and better the results are of the spell. But if you roll low, you can sometimes earn corruption, which can make boils spawn on your face. The Dwarf, which is what we are calling the Knight, is like a warrior who fights exclusively with a sword and shield. They are heavily armed and heavily armored melee combatants. The Elf that we are calling the Spell Sword is like a mix of a warrior and a wizard. They have some spells and they have some fighting capabilities, but not as focused as either the warrior or the wizard. And the Halfling, who we are calling the Rogue, is a very special class. They are specifically very good at two-handed fighting, two-handed, dual wielding. And also, rogues get this special thing where, one, their luck regenerates more and faster, and two, they can burn luck for other people. So it's really nice to have a rogue in your party, because whereas most people can only burn luck for themselves and it only comes back very rarely, rogues regain luck when they sleep and they can burn it on behalf of other people. Incidentally, would all of you please add 2 to your current luck score for defeating the Chaos Lord and surviving the mission?
To each one of our characters?
Yeah, to each one of your characters.
Riz now had 2.
What if that brings our luck above its maximum? Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Your luck maximum score also increases.
Ooh.
And if we have spent a luck, we don't like regenerate it after a long rest or anything, right?
So most people don't. The rogue, the halfling, does, but that's only when you take that class. So currently, no.
Okay, so having spent 1 luck, I don't like regain that and 2. I just regain 2.
Right. You regain up to your maximum and then increase your maximum by 1.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Wait.
If you're a rogue.
No. So Anna, what is your current luck score?
8.
And your maximum is 9?
Yeah.
So the answer is Anna gains 2 luck, which bumps her 8 luck up to 9, and then her 9 luck up to 10, and her max luck is now 10.
Oh, okay. I messed up everything.
Yeah.
Let me fix everything. I'm gonna have a question in a sec.
Well, I know what I want to do. Sky is going to become a warrior, and little Jimmy is going to become a thief.
Amazing. So, Sky,
Yes.
let's see. Please roll. Oh, we gotta find the hit dice. Please roll 1d12.
Oh. Oh my god.
Wow!
Oh
Oh my god. There you go.
I'm so
love
sorry,
it.
Neal.
I love it.
no!
Exactly what I deserve.
And little Jimmy is becoming a thief.
Yeah.
Please roll 1d6.
Thank you, life.
Little
There
Jimmy
you go.
with twice as much HP as the warrior Sky.
Absolutely. All right. Does anybody else know what they'd like to choose?
I did have a question about luck. So, do you say we regain our luck and add 2, or how does it work?
What's your current luck, Jen?
Well, like most of my characters didn't touch their luck, so I just add 2 to the max, and I guess I max it.
Yeah. So the answer is if your current luck would go beyond your maximum, then increase your maximum enough that it fits your whole luck.
Okay, cool.
If your
so that
current
works.
luck only goes from 0 to 2, then your maximum luck doesn't change. It just stays at 2.
So that's fine. But okay, so my one character that's an edge case is Red Rare. She's at 0 out of 9. What happens with that?
She's now at 2 out of 9.
Oh.
I think I know
so
what I want to do.
If you want to think about character stats, then the cleric relies on personality, the wizard relies on intelligence, the spell sword relies on strength and intelligence, I think. The thief is dexterity, the warrior is strength. Yeah.
I didn't even think of that because I was just going by lore. Wizard is intelligence, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, Babs, having newly found that she is completely magical by fate, will obviously become a wizard.
Fantastic.
But Fran, there's no like Beastmaster type class, but is there anything? Her highest stat is also intelligence. She's also fairly agile.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking lore-wise for her, especially since she was already dual wielding, that either warrior or I forget what the dual wielding class was, ranger,
Rogue.
Either of those might be good, but if there's anything that you think would lend itself to like beast mastering, I would like to consider that.
So like in the base book, there's no like beast master or ranger type class. We could take a look between now and our next show at the third party or the later released ranger and see if that satisfies you. So we could decide that one later if you want to like look at some other stuff.
Which was the one? So wizard was intelligence. What were the other ones that were really great with intelligence?
So the spell sword, I think, is another character that casts spells and therefore uses intelligence. And the spell sword is also like a melee combatant, and so it's nice to have some strength for that as well.
I'm gonna tentatively say that she's gonna go warrior, but
Okay.
we'll see.
Cool. So for warrior, roll 1d12.
Actually, I lied. I meant rogue.
Rogue. Well then.
Because agility would lend itself to rogue, right?
Yes. Go ahead and roll 1d6 then. Okay, you've gained 2 hit points.
Great.
And then your other character wanted to be what again?
A wizard.
Oh man,
Harry.
awesome. Pretty sure that's 1d4. Yes.
Fran before had 1 hit point, by the way. I can't believe she lived.
And now
All right,
she's
I
got
got
3. She's
2.
3 times as survivable as she was before.
Yeah. And now Babs has 5.
Rachel?
Let's see. After her experiences with magic on this most recent adventure, Dunetouche, the aspiring wizard's apprentice, has decided to make a career switch. She is now going to go into a rogue.
Okay. Rogue or thief?
Oh, do they both rely on agility?
Yes, the thief has like more skills and the rogue has more dual wielding.
Definitely a thief.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Then whoops, passed it. Pretty sure it's 1d6. Yep, 1d6.
Juan,
There you go.
I've doubled my hit points. Today is a great day.
Absolutely.
All right. And then meanwhile, Agnes, who has developed a fondness for hanging the heck back in fights and involving herself little to not at all, has started to understand the appeal of magic and would like to become a wizard.
Amazing.
That totally makes sense.
Roll 1d4.
3.
3.
Who'da thunk it?
Big numbers here. I will make sure to send you all the section in the rulebook for like the additional rules, because there's things like the wizard now rolls 1d6 on the crit table number 1. You know 4 spells. You have a max spell level of 1. You have like increases to your reflex, fortitude, and will saves. There's other stuff we have to add on to your characters, but we can take care of that all later. That's both of your characters, right, Rachel?
Yes, that's the survivors.
Is that everyone?
Jen?
No, I didn't
Yeah.
think. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. But Red Ray, I'm pretty confident. I think she would be either a warrior or a knight.
Okay.
Are both of them strength based?
Yeah, pretty much. Like basically any melee combatant is strength based. The knight specifically uses a shield, so like it's not likely that you're going to be using a bow for the knight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're both like way better at crits and generally speaking way more survivable. Yeah.
Yeah, and what are mighty deeds of arms? Is just cooler moves?
So a mighty deed of arms is in addition to rolling your d20 to attack, you will always also roll a 1d3. And you can say, Stephen, when I hit this person, I also want to disarm them. I also want to push them back. I also want to knock them down, etc., etc. If you roll a 3+ on your deed die, the 1d3, then you do it. So it's just like super flexible. You can just like do cool creative stuff in the middle of combat. Like all
Red Ray is going to be a warrior.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it fits her. She's very brave. She likes to do funky things, throw people in fires.
Yeah.
Yeah. D12.
She likes to do funky things, throw people in fire.
8.
8. Damn.
Yeah.
Does.
Red Ray
She's
is
quirky.
So I add 8 HP to her max.
Yes.
So
And-
her max is now 11, and she was at 1 hit point. What happens with that?
So, like, the next time we play, you're all going to be at your maximum HP.
Okay,
So, like, first of all, make sure that you're all increasing your character's maximum hit points as well as their current hit points. I see a couple of characters down here that only have their current HP increased and not their maximum. So do both. And then the next time we play, we'll be completely rested and healed. It'll be months later. We'll be doing like another disconnected different adventure. It'll be great.
Okay. The other two,
Growlobless and Stretch.
yeah, Growlobless has good agility and pretty good personality. Personality was maybe Cleric, yeah.
We don't have any of those yet.
Yeah, I was thinking Growlobless. I mean, there's Bless in his name. He's kind of peaceful guy. Doesn't want to get into trouble. So yeah, Growlobless is going to be a Cleric.
Awesome. Roll 1d8.
8.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And we will also need to choose a god for you in addition to the other things.
Okay.
But we'll do that a little bit later.
Yeah. So then my last.
Yeah.
And now, Stretch Today.
Stretch Today.
This is serious. So Stretch Today is very good at many things, although he has 1 hit point. He's pretty agile, he has a great personality, he's pretty smart, and he's extremely lucky.
Amazing.
He has really good stats. And he's ranged. So I'm not sure what would be best. Is there anything we don't have?
Let's see. I don't think we have any spell swords.
But he's not strong. I'm
We
not
have
feeling
something
it.
of everyone else. Let's see.
Yeah.
Stretch Today. Yeah, let's see. I mean, bear in mind that he's got a 0 modifier on strength. So, like, in this game, having a 9 strength is not nearly as bad as it might be in other role.
Yeah. But he also has a +1 on missile fire attack. So is there anything ranged that it could apply to? I feel like this is really...
So again, if you're playing a spell sword, quote unquote, you can be using a ranged weapon.
So you think he would be a good fit for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
More than a rogue or a wizard?
So, his intelligence is only 11, which isn't super great, but it's also not bad. I really think it's kind of up to like the flavor that you like. If you like being like capable in combat, you can wear armor and also you have a few spells, then spell sword is kind of where you want to be. But if you'd rather be more effective in combat and less spells, or like more spells and less combat, then those are your other
Okay,
options.
last question and then I think I promise. So like the missile fire attack rolls, does that apply to magic spells or no?
No, magic spells they're a completely different role. It's a spell casting role.
Okay. All right,
Sure,
then
fine.
spell sword it is. Stretch Today.
Awesome. Then roll 1d6 for your hit points.
Let's go stretch. 2. All right. I expected him to be weak.
All right, fantastic. So the story goes that our heroes sailed out into the open ocean, where they spent a few weeks being tossed upon the waves, surviving by the skin of their teeth and their wits and their camaraderie, before the ship finally righted itself and turned them back to the port of the city great. Released into the city and sent free to pursue their own goals and ends, each of them eventually found their way to, someone who could instruct them in the ways of refining their capabilities, and as we have just now seen. And from there, were funneled to 4 very important people within the city great. So because we've only got 10 minutes left, I want to run one of you 4 through the random quest generation. So, which one of your patrons would like to be the one who is sending our heroes on the next quest?
Well, it's got to be Jen, right? Ruler of the Twisted People? Has to be.
Okay. What's your patron's name again, Jen?
Petrov, the prophet.
Petrov, the prophet. The
Yeah.
prophet of Teotihuacan.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Then,
Yeah.
Jen, let me just like copy paste the Dropbox link, Google Docs link that I shared earlier.
Mhm.
You're going to want to go to this link as well.
Yeah.
The Appendix N quest generator. Appendix N being, of course,
Yeah.
the classic appendix containing all of the reference reading material for classic role-playing games. So there are two ways that your patron can generate a quest to send their pawns on. One is the known quantity, which is like, Steven, I know what I want to send people to go do for me because like my rival has been fucking shit up, so we need to take them out. Probably you don't have any of that on hand right now.
Yeah.
So probably we're going to do Winds of Fate, which is good because doing a Winds of Fate quest is free, whereas doing a known quantity quest costs 1 influence. We'll track this at the start of next episode, but all of you have earned 1 influence because you've just gained some very potent new fresh blood to your houses.
Nice.
And you can spend that in all sorts of very interesting ways. So Winds of Fate, first you roll 2d6 plus your holdings. Now I'm gonna like change your page over here in roll 20.
How do I know my holding?
Currently your holdings are impoverished. And as you purchase your way through this chart, you can see there are a couple of blocks that give you +1 to your holdings. That increases your holdings to mediocre and then lux glacial. When your holdings are impoverished, you have a -1 to the roll to generate a quest.
Okay. 2d6 -1.
Yes.
I roll?
Yes. Oh man. So on a 10 plus, you choose rather than rolling on 3 of the random rolls below. On a 7 to 9, you choose rather than rolling on 2 of the random rolls below. And on a 6-, first you, and then the DM will choose rather than rolling on 1 of the random rolls below. So to talk you through it, we're going to choose a genre for the quest we're generating. The choices are Gothic, Surreal Comedy, Maximum Gonzo, Action Adventure, Horror, and High Fantasy. Then we'll choose an action and a target. The actions are acquire, like steal, take, purchase, capture, whatever. Influence, which is like manipulate, negotiate, convince, etc., or eliminate, which is killing and also driving off, chasing away, eradicating a person, monster, or group. And then each of those has like specific different targets. The locations are things like an ancient labyrinthine dungeon, a trap-infested warren, a profane temple, in certain places like the slum warrens of the city great, on the White Peak Seas or Swamp Duday. And then there's payment, which your patron may or may not be able to offer from things like my continued patience and your continued employment. Now get out of my sight. All the way up to I'll pay you in coin, 200 gold pieces per level per person. So I know that's a lot to take in. Does anything jump out at you as like a thing you definitely want to force this next quest to be?
Oh.
Can you explain what Maximum Gonzo is?
Heavy metal.
So the genre of Maximum Gonzo is like many classic Dungeon Crawl Classics adventures are very gonzo. I also describe this as heavy metal, the magazine, lasers, aliens, and dinosaurs.
Cool.
Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. Anyone seen that show? It's amazing.
Surreal comedy is like
friends
Alice
at
in
it.
Wonderland and Don Quixote.
So maybe I can tell you a little bit about my character's motivation, and then we can find something that would be his priority, their priority.
Yeah, absolutely.
So their priority is to survive the end of the world as we know it.
Mhm.
They're convinced that the world's gonna burn down. So they're trying to, they're digging their own place where they live in safety, kind of a bunker. And they're trying to amass different things to survive after the end of the world. So it can
Yes.
be food, it can be money, it can be plants, it can be anything really.
So scroll down a little bit to under target where it says acquire. I think you probably want to acquire one of these things because those are like valuables, riches, like eldritch artifacts, arcane power. Those seem like the sort of thing that Petrov might want.
Yeah, I want to acquire something.
Does anything jump out at you from that list?
You see, I think I had an enemy that might tell me more. Who did I pick as an enemy? Rival? Rival, the Overlord. And my ally is Zatula. Yeah. So is there anything I could take from the Overlord? Yeah, maybe the last eye of Saint Wyman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you want to say like, so you only get to choose to force one of these two random rolls. So you can either choose that you're getting the Lost Eye of Saint Wyman, or you can say, yeah, whoever has the thing that I want, it's the Agents of the Overlord.
Yeah, Agents of the Overlord. I want to steal from them, yeah.
Awesome. Then I'm going to force that the location for this is in Swamp Today.
Yes!
Yeah.
All right, Jen. Now we're going to roll some generating. So let's see. I'll add a little first quest Petrov. Genre. Jen, please roll 2d6. A 2. Wow.
That was just a 2d6. There we go.
Oh, I see. Okay, a 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, I messed it up.
The genre is horror.
No,
Of course it is.
horror in Swamp Today.
Yeah.
Horror in Swamp.
Is Swamp Today spelled with an E at the end of swamp?
Yes.
Good.
The E at the end of swamp is silent, but the E at the end of today is not.
Exactly.
And then you wanted to acquire, and you're acquiring it from the Agents of the Overlord, but roll 1d6 to see what you're getting. 4. You're getting the Eldritch Scroll of Zokar Zan, Scroll of Eldritch Ravings, from Agents of the Overlord.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Location, please roll 1d6.
1.
1. It's located in an ancient labyrinthine dungeon within Swamp Today.
Great. A labyrinth horror dungeon. What could go wrong?
And as payment, please roll 2d6, and we'll see what you can possibly offer.
I don't want to offer anything.
So this is like free, right? You get magically generated.
Okay. Then I can, yeah.
What you are able to offer at this time to these pawns is, quote, you may keep the entirety of whatever treasure you find this time.
Great.
This is exciting for Dunitush.
Fantastic. Then
But I get the relic, right? If they do it.
yeah, of course.
Okay.
Like you it's kind of like bring me the lamp. You can take whatever else you want, but bring me the lamp, right? Fantastic. I'm really stoked about this. This quest sounds amazing. Then that's going to end it for today. We will start next session seeing a bit more of the patrons and like what's happening with them. We'll talk more about influence. We'll let you spend the influence that you got this time. And then we'll kick off our next adventure cycle, searching for the Eldritch Scroll of Zokar Zan in Swamp Today.
That's so exciting. Do we roll new low-level characters too?
So you're going to be bringing up to 2 characters with a level, but since we have seen how dangerous this game is, you might want to consider hiring some 0-level hirelings, and that is absolutely something you can do.
Great.
Yeah. Let's go around the table, do some sign-offs, and let everybody get on their ways. Anna, why don't we start with you, and then we can do Rachel, Jen, and Neal.
First, I want to say congrats to Rachel and my agency, CSA, that just won Esports Award for Supporting Agency of the Year. They're awesome.
Amazing! Congratulations!
Yeah, they've treated Rachel and I well for like a decade or something. So thanks to them. As far as what I'm up to, my show schedule is a little bit disrupted next week, but some of the exciting highlights are that we will have episode 2 of season 2 of Knights of Evening Star. We started season 2 of that on the official D&D channel. And also we will have a special episode of Extra Brains, which is DJ Wheat and my new brainstorming talk show, where we lend our brain power to you for anything that you might need. And we are doing a special episode because next week is Native American Heritage Day on Friday. So we're inviting Cody Connors on to talk to us about being Native American in the US and how to engage with Indigenous communities everywhere. So I'm really super stoked for that. Learning from Cody is always amazing. I think that's it. And I want to take Jen because I want to see, what's that shirt you're wearing? It's really cool.
It's really cute.
Yeah, where'd you get that? Was it cantripbrand.com where fantasy inspired streetwear is at your fingertips?
I've heard really good things about Cantrip Brand.
Yeah, it's a wonderful shirt. I absolutely love it and wear it for many purposes, all purposes really.
It's so strange. I happen to have one right here that looks just like it.
Oh, it's beautiful as well. I wish I could have all of them.
Such a strange coincidence.
Yeah. So besides purchasing Cantrip Brand gear, you can follow me at LivinPink on Twitter and on Twitch. I started streaming again about 6 months ago. I stream every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. I think next Tuesday we're going to be streaming Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I haven't tried it yet, so it's going to be my first. I didn't even check it out. It's going to be a wonderful discovery. I'm excited. I tag Rachel.
Thank you. Anna, I have to bring it back to you once again and say some people in my chat were wondering if you were still producing songs and where they could find them. I tried directing them to your Instagram, but I figure you might know a little better. Been co-singing on some tracks. Fill me in.
Yeah, my latest 2, thanks for asking, were both collaborations with Nate Wants to Battle. And I believe you can actually look for me on Spotify to find them, which is pretty
I can
dope.
punch Anna. Hold on, I gotta open an unrelated search in a program.
I can't believe I haven't looked for myself there, but that's how I am officially a professional recording artist and get my pennies from Spotify whenever you listen to the song. So
they're both
look
there
on Spotify. Yeah, they're
Happily
Steven
Ever
Universe
After
and emo tracks. So
it's a Fall Out Boy song. You just lump that under the emo tracks.
No, it's
umbrella.
not Fall Out Boy. It's that muscle relaxer is knocking me out. I can't remember any words. It's Everything Is All Right by Motion City Soundtrack. And Happily Ever After from Steven Universe Future. Beautiful. Where I sing Pearl's part, which is one of the most tear-jerking parts of any song in Steven Universe.
Well, there's the answer, folks. You can find her on Spotify. Just punch in Anna Prosser. It actually couldn't be easier than that.
Okay, thanks, Rachel.
No problem, babe. Where you can find me, Wednesdays, I am playing a cyberpunk campaign. My name is Natalie Smith over there, and we are fighting the Red Chrome Legion currently, and I am one hell of a driver on that show. So I would encourage you to tune in, especially if you're getting hyped for cyberpunk coming out.
What channel?
On /DNP. Thank you very much. No, just out there in the ether. Good luck. And beyond that, what am I doing? Some Honda head-to-heads, all kinds of fun stuff. The best thing to do is follow me at twitter.com/seltzer, please. Like you're thirsty for the beverage, and you can find me and all my upcoming stuff over there. And I tag Neal.
You guys can find me on twitch.tv/Koibu. We've got Legends of Arcadia Genesis tomorrow. We're doing a solo session with Sean and figuring out what it is that Kill's going to do in order to... You'd have to be following. It's too complicated. I can't explain. Just watch. It's the same time as this show tomorrow morning. My channel. Too complicated.
Fantastic. Then you can find me at Silent Osiris. The O is a 0. well. The Sunfall Cycle is the other show that I run over on twitch.tv/Jesse Cox. We've been going for like something like 75 episodes. We've got another one coming up this Wednesday. We're approaching level 9 and 10 on everybody now in 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, which is really cool. And I think that's the only other D&D show that I'm participating in these days, separate from Pawns and Patrons. So we 5 will discuss off air when we'll be able to meet next. Crossing my fingers, we'll be able to pull it off sometime in December and get you another show within the next month. But keep an eye on all of our Twitters and you will find out when our next show will be. I can't wait for our next character arc because this is going to rule. So I think that's it for us all today, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.